Hi everyone, I'm Sharon and I am so excited to take you on a tour today of 6 amazing pieces of art in this museum. I'm going to be talking about why they are art and I'm just so excited to have you all along for this journey. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, I would like to start off by saying what art is. So the definition of art is anything that makes you feel something, an emotion. It could be happiness, sadness, annoyance, anything, joy, pure joy when you look at something. So anything that evokes an emotion from you. So we're going to get started here, oldest to newest here. So there's a bit of history here. So here we go. This is called Frescoed Wall, this first one. I spoke about history, so I'm going to start with this oldest one first here. This is here in this museum because it is a beautiful landscape. The trees and the outdoors are really peaceful. It creates a sense of calm. When you're looking at this, you see these strawberry trees and Italian cypress, and you see some species of birds as well. So it's like being in a garden with a sense of calmness. There's a method here that is used by Kit Massimure that she adapted from art historian Erwin Panofsky. It's called Look, See, and Think. We can look and see, which are essentially the same thing, right? And then we think about it, we form an opinion. So that's what we're going to do with these 6 pieces of art here. So this one, again, it just has a sense of calm to it. Frescoed wall is a courtyard with a covered walkway that was indicative of ancient Roman villas. In 1863, there was an excavation of the house of Livia Drusilla, wife of the Emperor Augustus, that uncovered a series of 4 magnificent frescoes decorating a dining room. So this dates so far long ago. You can see the history here. And this painting represents a great visual entertainment as well as you look at it because you're trying to see what all is within it. There's a lot of vegetation there, and it portrays a sense of comfort, I think. This next one is one of my favorites over here. Here we have Giotto crucifix, and this dates back to 1289. The actual crucifix is at Santa Maria Novella in Florence, Italy. And so this is art itself because you've got various layers on the crucifix, cloth, paint, different gold paint that has been applied here. There is decorative glass, like a halo behind Jesus here. And there's a lot of great detail. And as you look over here, you'll see the Virgin Mary on one end, and you'll see St. John on the other over there. This is showing the human body of Jesus, his suffering, his agony. So when I look at it, it's a little bit of sadness, but yet a little bit of hope and faith that you're looking beyond what the eye can see. I just think it's one of the beautiful pieces of art because of the color and the detail and what it represents. This next one here, embroidered sampler, dates back to the late 19th century. It's art because the object itself has a lot of detail. No 2 squares are alike on here. I see spider web. I actually imagine these being cornfields that you're viewing maybe from a plane. There's a lot of just different design going on here. Wonderful detail. Stitchery has been around for thousands of years, and this tells a story to me. It reminds me of my grandma. There's a lot of thought put into it. This is art because it is perceived as nostalgic. This looks like something my grandmother or great-grandmother would have made. So for me, there's a sense of history there as well. I would have loved to have had this handed down from my grandmother to me. You just don't see stitchery anymore. We're going to come over here to this next one. This is called Bamileke Bowl. This is sculpture here. Artisans are seen as artists nowadays. So this was made by somebody. There's a handle over here to hold it. This was used by noblemen of tribes to hold water, to hold food. So it had a function to it. It had a purpose. Sculpture art is art because you're making something from nothing, basically. It has texture. It has color. It is art because it is something that has intent. The sculpture is developed slowly with that intent in mind. This is meaningful also, and this, just like the embroidered sampler, can be handed down from generation to generation. I would love to have something like that in our family. I think it's beautiful. As we come over here to this one, this is more of an abstract painting called On White from 1923 by Wasily Kandinsky, who was a Russian artist. So here we have a couple of quotes that I just love about him. He says, "Lend your ears to music, open your eyes to painting, and stop thinking." Just ask yourself whether the work has enabled you to walk about into a hitherto unknown world. If the answer is yes, what more do you want? I just love that one. He also says, as you look over here, actually, you're going to see checkerboard patterns and a spear.
I love the spear.
Don't you? And as I'm looking at it, I'm looking at like this.
You see how creative they were, yes.
I know, and the colors and everything. You can just stare at this for hours and just imagine with the shapes and everything.
Probably see something different every time.
I'm trying to process this one because I keep looking at it and pausing. I just love this one. It is just incredibly beautiful.
It's timeless.
I can't take my eyes off of that one, actually. It puts me like in a good mood. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Your imagination can run wild with this one. The colors to me represent happiness. I can't keep my eyes off of that. I love it. Okay, so I guess we've got to move on to the last one. I can't keep staring at that one all day. So I just love it. This last one here is Emancipation Approximation by Kara Walker, who is a phenomenal artist in my opinion. So this was done around 2000, and it depicts how interracial relationships were around the pre-Civil War area. So a lot of her artwork is black and white silhouettes. She does amazing work here. So this is what as you look at this, she tries to involve her audience to make them feel something. She doesn't want you to just move on. She wants you to pause at this like we did at the previous painting. And do we feel somber or do we feel hopeful when we look at this? This has been going on for so many years as far as racial identity. There's conflict. She wants you to look at this and just pause. She does it with a sense of humor. Again, you're just looking at it. I think we just try as women to lift one another up. This to me, I just look at it and I just think it represents hope as well. So Kara Walker is incredible. In 1997, when she was just 28 years old, she was one of the youngest people to receive a MacArthur Fellowship. And in 2007, she was listed among Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world, which I think is quite the accomplishment. So here again, this is a collage format. I believe it is art because it tells the story of how the past was, and it makes you just chuckle a little bit. So this is one of my favorite ones, that no matter how the world is, there's always hope there as well, you know. So art can play a major role in learning more about other cultures too. We can learn from each other, I think, when we view art. So that to me is very exciting. So again, art is any emotion that you're feeling when you're looking at all these, you know. For me, it takes my breath away, certain ones where I just don't even know what to say. The color, the detail, the hope that you feel, the sadness. These are art because of the emotion that you feel. So I would also like to thank the following: travelingintuscany.com, exquisiteafricanart.com, wnet.org, artsy.net, wikipedia.org, brainyquote.com, philamuseum.org, and the conservation.com as well. I am so excited that you all came along with me on this journey to look at these 6 amazing works of art. Please join me next week in looking at more pieces from around the world. I am so excited and I cannot wait. Thank you all.